First message arriving is that this person has reached a point where outside opinions are starting to matter less and less. I feel them wanting you openly, and I feel a major romantic gesture building behind the scenes. This does not feel like someone sitting on the fence anymore. This feels like a heart getting tired of silence, tired of caution, and tired of letting fear decide everything. There is a strong sense here of someone saying, enough, I know what I feel, I know who I want, and I do not want to keep standing at a distance from this any longer. Please only take what fits your situation, since this is a general love reading. You never have to force a detail that does not feel aligned for you. And if the energy lands better the other way around, you can switch the roles as needed. Just place yourself where the story feels most natural in your connection. All right, so let us begin with you first and see where you are in this connection right now. Let us look at what is happening inside your heart when it comes to this person. Here is Judgment and the Nine of Wands and the Three of Swords. Wow, so right away, I feel like your spirit has been waking up to the magnitude of this bond, but your guard is still very much in place. With Judgment, I feel like you've been seeing this connection from a higher point of view. Maybe you tried to shrink it down before, or maybe you told yourself not to read too much into it. But something keeps rising back up inside you, asking to be noticed, asking to be understood, and showing you that this has touched your life in a way that is not easy to dismiss. With the Nine of Wands, I feel like you have been bracing yourself. You are watchful, selective, and not eager to hand your trust over too quickly. And with the Three of Swords, I feel like there are still old wounds echoing in the background. For some of you, this person created some of that pain. And for others, it is older sorrow that still flares up whenever love starts to feel truly important. So I feel like part of you wants to lean in and believe what your intuition keeps telling you. But another side of you stays on alert because you do not want another cycle of hurt. You want honesty now. You want steadiness now. And I feel like you are no longer interested in carrying all the emotional risk while someone else stays hidden or undecided. All right, so let us look at your person now and see where they are in this connection with you. Let us see what has really been moving inside them. We have the Hierophant and the Two of Wands and the Page of Wands. Wow, so I feel like this person has come to understand that this bond means much more than they expected. With the Hierophant, I feel like they have been thinking about commitment, values, long-term direction, and what it means to show up with real intention. This can also show that they have realized this connection deserves respect and courage. I feel like they have been learning that wanting you quietly is not enough anymore, because what they feel calls for action and truth. With the Two of Wands, I feel like they have been studying the road ahead. They have been considering how to move, when to move, and how to step toward you in a way that changes the story. And then with the Page of Wands, I get this fresh spark, this eager pull, this wish to break the stillness and bring lively energy back between you two. So let us look at the shared energy between you, because I can already feel a lot of depth underneath all of this. Here's the High Priestess and the Five of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Wow. This is an intuitive, intense, and grounded bond all at once. There is a lot felt here, even in silence, even in pauses, even when words have not fully caught up yet. With the High Priestess, I feel like there has been a strong undercurrent between you. You may have known, sensed, or picked up more than was ever openly discussed. With the Five of Wands, I feel like both of you have been grappling inwardly with what this means, how much it matters, and how not to let ego or fear get in the way. And with the King of Pentacles, I feel like the deeper desire here is for something solid, dependable, and tangible. So I do not feel this big offer will be careless or shallow. I feel like this person wants to show you in a very real way that they are ready to put substance behind what has lived quietly in the heart for a long time. Now, and what stands out most here is the shift in their inner stance. This no longer feels like someone asking whether they should want you. It feels like someone accepting that they already do. I feel their heart moving from hesitation into decision, and that is why the energy around this reading feels bigger, louder, and much more ready to take visible form soon. Let us get more on your side first, because I feel like your heart is trying to decide whether this person can really back up what they have been feeling. And wow, here is trust. So I feel like Spirit is saying your inner knowing has not been leading you astray, even if the outer story has taken time to reveal itself. You may have sensed for a while that this person was not nearly as detached as they tried to appear. I feel like you have been catching little things, little shifts, little unspoken signs. So this trust card feels like a reminder that you can listen to yourself without abandoning discernment. You do not have to rush, but you also do not need to pretend you have felt nothing either. For them, here's passion. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. This person carries a very strong fire towards you, and I feel like it has been difficult for them to hide it completely. This is not only physical chemistry, although I do feel a lot of magnetism here. This is also excitement, admiration, and a sense of being pulled towards you in a way that wakes something up inside them. I feel like you make them feel alive. You make them aware. You make them feel a level of urgency that they may not have expected from this connection. For some of you, that is part of why they were inconsistent before, because when feelings come in this strongly, it can rattle a person before it steadies them, for both of you. Here is chemistry. Wow. So yes, there is a very strong draw between you, and I feel like it is active even when you are not speaking much. This is the kind of bond where a glance can say a lot, silence can feel charged, and one small interaction can linger in the mind for much longer than it should. Let us get a few more emotional cards here. For you, we have hesitation and weariness. Wow, so I feel like part of you has become tired of mixed energy. There may have been moments where you felt your own heart step back, not because the feeling was gone, but because you needed to preserve yourself from another round of uncertainty. You might have asked yourself whether it was better to stop hoping and simply stay calm. And I feel like in some ways that did help you regain your balance. But I also feel like your deeper self never fully stopped noticing this person. The bond stayed active inside you, even if you tried to put it on a quieter shelf for a while. For them, here is awakening. Beautiful. This tells me their heart is becoming much more honest with itself. They are starting to see that wanting you is not some passing impulse they can brush aside. The feeling has roots now, and those roots are pressing them toward a much more direct choice. For both of you, here is crossroads. So yes, I do feel there has been a standstill around this bond. There may have been pauses, mistiming, outside interference, or just too much inner conflict on both sides for the connection to move naturally. And that can create the feeling of being suspended between what is felt and what is done. Let us get some hidden message cards now. For you, here is, I know I let this go too far. Wow. So some of you may still carry regret around things not being addressed sooner, or around how much distance built up before either side was ready to be fully honest. For them, here is I keep myself busy so I do not have to sit with how much I want you. Wow, yes, that feels very direct. I really do feel this person has been using work obligations, routines, or noise to stop themselves from dwelling too long on the depth of this pull. But I do not think it has actually solved anything. For both of you, here is I cannot get you out of my head. Wow. So yes, the link between you has remained active mentally and emotionally. Even if daily life kept moving, even if both of you tried to focus elsewhere, the connection itself kept returning in waves, in memories, in private thoughts, and in the heart space that never fully closed. And let me get one more card here, because I feel like beneath all the intensity there is also a beautiful sweetness in this bond. Wow. Here is playfulness. So I do not feel this big love offer comes in heavy or cold. I feel like there is delight in it, warmth in it, and a wish to make you smile before you even realize how serious it really is. This person does not only want to tell you something. I feel like they want to make you feel wanted in a visible way. They want the message to land in your body, in your heart, and in your memory so that you can no longer question whether they mean what they are about to show you. And I also keep getting that this person has become less afraid of being seen that matters, because the offer coming in feels like something they are ready to stand behind, not something they want to hide. So where they once pulled back to avoid judgment, I now feel a stronger willingness to claim what they feel, even if other people have opinions about it. And that is a major change here very soon. All right, so let us go deeper now and look at what you are thinking about this person and this connection right now. Here is the Magician and the Ten of Cups reversed and the Three of Pentacles. Wow. So I feel like your mind has been trying to stay measured even while your heart has wanted something fuller. With the Magician, I feel like you are carefully managing what you reveal. You may be trying to stay centered and not let every passing emotion show on the surface. With the Ten of Cups reversed, I feel like there is caution around future happiness. Part of you can feel how beautiful this could become, but another part of you does not want to build a dream on anything unstable. And then with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like your thoughts keep coming back to mutual effort. You want this to be built properly, not just hinted at. For some of you, there is also a practical connection here through work, routine, or shared spaces. But above all, I feel like your mind is asking whether this can be shaped into something real through steady action from both sides. So I feel like your thoughts are saying, if this person wants access to my heart, then let them come with clarity, let them come with consistency, and let them come with something I can actually trust. You are no longer interested in chasing meanings that never become concrete. I feel like your spirit is asking for emotional maturity. Now, not just beautiful tension. All right, so let us look at what this person is thinking about you now. Let us see what has been moving through their mind. Here is the Emperor and the Two of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Wow, so I feel like this person has been trying to appear composed, but your energy is very much alive in their thoughts. With the Emperor, I feel like they do not usually enjoy looking vulnerable. This can be someone who prefers to appear strong, controlled, and very certain of themselves. But with the Two of Cups right here, I feel like their thoughts about you are not casual at all. They keep returning to the connection, the pull, the mutuality, and the way the energy between you feels alive in a way that is hard to ignore. And then with the Knight of Wands, I feel like their mind keeps sparking around the idea of movement. They want to come closer, say something, do something, create momentum. This is not only attraction, though there is definitely attraction. I also feel eagerness here, boldness here, and a strong urge to stop sitting in the background of their own feelings. Let us clarify the Emperor, and wow, here is the Sun and the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. So yes, I feel like even when they try to stay restrained, this person thinks of you as someone who brings warmth into their world. There is joy here, brightness here, and a real sense that your presence improves their emotional landscape. The Sun tells me they see you as someone radiant, uplifting, and renewing. Someone who shifts the atmosphere simply by being there. And the Nine of Cups tells me that on a personal level, your energy feels fulfilling to them. They enjoy you, they feel drawn to you, and they genuinely like the version of themselves that shows up when they are around you. So let us look at what you are feeling overall about them. Here is the Page of Cups reversed, and the Six of Wands and the Unknown card. Wow, I feel like your feelings are strong, but there is still reluctance around expressing them freely. Part of you wants to stay hidden until the truth is clearer. With the Page of Cups reversed, you may feel hesitant to offer your tenderness first. You may also feel a little worn down from not knowing exactly where you stand. With the Six of Wands, though, I do feel this person makes you feel seen in some meaningful way. Their attention matters to you, and the way they respond to you leaves an imprint on your confidence. And then with the Unknown card, I feel like your emotional world around them is still layered and difficult to summarize neatly. There is mystery here. There is depth here. And I feel like sometimes even you are surprised by how powerfully this person still lives in your inner space. Let us clarify that Page of Cups reversed. Here is Judgment. And the King of Wands. Wow, so I feel like you have been trying to stand firmly in your dignity, hold your center, and not let your more delicate side take over the whole situation. But the awakening is still there. Your inner truth still knows this bond matters, and I feel like part of you can sense this person is getting closer to doing something that will be impossible to misunderstand. I also keep getting that your thoughts are sharper right now because you can feel the energy changing before the outer world fully shows it. It is almost like your spirit knows a larger move is approaching, even if you do not yet know the shape, the timing, or the exact words that will come with it. I feel that shift very clearly now, and it keeps growing fast. All right, so let us look at what this person is feeling overall about you, because I feel like their inner world has been much louder than their outer behavior. Here is the Magician and the Six of Swords and the Moon. Wow. So I feel like this person has been trying to regulate the depth of their feelings and at the same time keep themselves from being swept away by them. With the Magician, I feel like they have been choosing their presentation carefully. They may look more composed than they really are. With the Six of Swords, I feel like they have been trying to move themselves into calmer emotional waters, almost like they wanted to settle the storm inside before making any major move toward you. But then here is the Moon, and that is exactly why this has not been simple for them. Their feelings are not tidy and they are not small. There is longing here, desire here, tenderness here, nervousness here, and a strong psychic pull that keeps drawing them back towards you again and again. For some of you, they tried to convince themselves to stay practical. They may have told themselves to slow down, stay quiet, or wait until the timing felt perfect. But the moon tells me their inner world never really quieted. If anything, the more they tried to suppress this, the more vivid it became in private, especially when they imagined what it would be like to finally choose you openly. All right? So let us look at what your intentions are toward this person right now. What is your heart genuinely trying to do with this connection? Here is the Queen of Cups and the Star. And the Seven of Cups. Wow, so I feel like your intentions are caring, sincere, and receptive, but the future still looks a little undefined from where you stand. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like you truly do care for this person. Even if you have been guarded, the warmth in your heart has not disappeared. With the Star, I feel like part of you still hopes for truth, renewal, and a clearer path. There is still a quiet faith in you that this bond could become something beautiful if it is handled with care and courage. And then with the Seven of Cups, I feel like there are still many unknowns. You may not know exactly what they plan to do, how they plan to do it, or how much they are finally ready to reveal. So I feel like your intention is not to force the issue. It is more to stay genuine within yourself while allowing this person the space to show whether they can rise into something meaningful, so your heart is still present. Your care is still present, but I also feel that you are no longer willing to carry this entire connection by yourself. You want honesty. You want steadiness. And I feel like you are waiting to see whether their next move finally matches the force of everything that has been felt beneath the surface. All right, so what are their intentions towards you right now? Let us see what this person is actually leaning toward. Here is the Two of Wands and the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Wow, so yes, there is caution here, but I do not feel caution is where this energy stops. With the Two of Wands, I feel like this person is seriously considering how to approach you. They are studying timing, direction, and the best way to move this forward. With the Nine of Wands, though, I feel like their defenses are still active. They are cautious, a little worn out, and still trying to protect themselves from the possibility of rejection. And then with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, I feel like the slow or stalled pattern has started to bother even them. This can be someone who delayed for too long. But because the card is reversed, I feel like they know remaining passive is no longer bringing them peace. Stillness has started to feel heavier than movement. Let us clarify that. And wow, here is the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So yes, I do feel that once this person gets out of their own way, there is a real chance they come forward much more directly than you expect. There is heart here, and there is urgency quietly gathering as well. The Knight of Swords tells me they may suddenly want to say something, clear the air, or act after a long stretch of hesitation. And the Ace of Cups tells me this is because their feelings are genuine. This is not empty desire. This is emotional truth gathering enough strength to overtake their fear. So I do feel movement building even if they are nervous right now. This person is getting tired of hiding behind timing, caution, or what other people may think. And when someone is emotionally invested, mentally preoccupied, and also longing to make a visible offer, it becomes very difficult to remain silent forever. What they want now feels more public, more declared, and more willing to take a risk than what they wanted before. I feel like they are getting ready to move from private wanting into open pursuit, and that change feels close around them now soon. Let us look now at what has really been blocking this person in this connection, because I feel like understanding that will explain why so much stayed unspoken for so long. Here is Strength and the Two of Swords. Wow. So this feels like someone who has been trying very hard to hold themselves together while feeling much more than they ever planned to feel. With Strength, I feel like they have been containing their impulses, their emotions, and even their desire to come towards you in a bigger way. Not because they do not care, but because they care enough to feel deeply exposed. And for some people, being that exposed can feel almost as intense as the love itself. With the Two of Swords, I feel like they became torn. They did not know whether it was wiser to stay guarded or to take the risk of moving toward you and letting the truth be seen. So I feel like this person got suspended between desire and self-protection. They wanted you, they missed you, and they kept feeling drawn back. But they were also frightened of what might happen if they fully chose this. Let us get another card for their block. And wow, here is the root chakra: fear, stress, insecurity, survival worries, and a need to feel anchored. So I feel like this person has been carrying deeper concerns than they may have shown on the surface. For some of you, they have been worried about money, work, family obligations, reputation, or simply trying to keep their life stable. And when someone already feels stretched in the material world, a deep emotional connection can feel even more overwhelming because it asks them to open in an area where they already feel vulnerable. So I feel like their block was never a lack of feeling. If anything, they felt a lot while also feeling unprepared to navigate something this important with confidence. And that can make a person delay, overthink, or hide behind routine. But it does not erase the feeling, it does not erase the bond, and it definitely does not erase the desire to come towards you. All right? So let us look at the near future now. What does the next stretch of energy look like around this connection? Here is the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. Wow. So this feels like the ending of an old painful cycle followed by reflection and then new possibilities beginning to open. With the 10 of Swords, I feel like the heaviness of silence, avoidance, or emotional suppression is reaching its limit. Something about this cannot keep being carried in the same way. And I feel like that is why this reading has such a strong offering energy in it, because the old pattern of saying little and hoping the feeling would manage itself is no longer working. With the 4 of Cups, I feel like there is a pause for understanding here. One or both of you may be sitting with the truth of what this bond means and what has been missed by keeping too much hidden. But in this deck, I do not feel this is only withdrawal. It feels more like contemplation, reevaluation, and the quiet moment before a heartfelt opening is finally allowed. And then with the 7 of Cups, I feel like fresh options begin appearing, not in a scattered way, but in a way that shows new pathways, new choices, and emotional realities that had not fully been acted on before. So I feel like after a long time of things feeling narrow or stalled, the energy begins to widen. And once the heart starts seeing possibility again, it becomes much harder to keep pretending nothing should change. Let us clarify that 10 of Swords, and wow, here is the Fool. Beautiful. So yes, I feel this is release. This is freedom from an old pattern. This is someone becoming willing to take a chance after too much silence and too much restraint. The Fool tells me a new beginning becomes possible once the old way of carrying this connection finally breaks apart. So I do feel a shift in the air. It feels lighter, it feels more open, and I feel like this person is moving from private conflict toward visible action. Let us get a few more cards here for you. We have openness for them, we have surrender, and for both of you we have reunion. Wow, that is beautiful. And it makes a lot of sense because your heart feels ready to receive something true. Their heart feels tired of resisting what it wants, and the connection itself feels ready for a fresh chapter. So yes, I feel like the near future energy is not about shutting this down. It is about releasing what has been blocking movement. And once those inner walls begin cracking, I feel like the affection that has been contained starts coming through more clearly, more openly, and in a way that can no longer be mistaken. And I want to say this too. The offer I keep picking up does not feel tiny. It feels substantial, visible, and emotionally loaded. It feels like someone finally deciding that wanting you matters more than keeping the peace with everybody else around them. So let us get some advice now, and then we will see what this person would actually say to you if they let their heart speak without holding back. Here's the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Wow. So Spirit is saying, do not let fear close your heart so tightly that tenderness cannot reach you when it finally arrives. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like you are being asked to stay connected to your softness, your compassion, and your emotional wisdom. That does not mean abandoning your boundaries. It means allowing your heart to stay alive and trusting that love and self-protection can live side by side without canceling one another out. And with the 10 of Cups, I feel like there is more happiness around this connection than you may be seeing right now. When a bond has been delayed, complicated, or hidden beneath too much silence, it can start feeling easier to expect disappointment. But I feel like Spirit wants you to remember that truth can still arrive after confusion and joy can still grow after waiting. Let us get one more message of guidance. Wow. There are infinite resources available to me. So I feel like this is a reminder not to move from fear, not to move from scarcity, and not to assume that because love took time to show itself, it has less value. You do not have to accept uncertainty forever, and you also do not have to harden yourself so much that nothing beautiful can get in. You can remain open to blessing while still honoring your worth. And I feel like that is exactly what you are learning through this connection right now. All right, so let us see what this person would actually say to you. What is in their heart that they may not have fully spoken yet? Here is, I cannot stop thinking about you. Wow, yes, that has been all over this reading from the very beginning. I feel like you live in this person's mind and heart more than you realize. Even when they try to focus on daily life, there is something about you that keeps returning to them. Here is, I am done caring what other people think. Wow, that is strong, and it fits this whole reading so perfectly. This person has been too influenced by outside pressure, outside expectations, or the noise around them for too long. But I feel like something has shifted. I feel like they are starting to understand that none of those opinions have to live in their bed at night. None of those opinions carry their heart, and none of those opinions get to decide who they love. Here's, I want you. Wow. Yes, that is direct. And I do not feel this is only physical, though there is definitely physical desire here. I feel this is emotional wanting, relational wanting, and the desire to draw you fully into their world instead of standing at the edge of yours. Here is, I should have said something sooner, and I miss you more than I let on. So yes, I feel they know their silence has already cost time, and I feel there is regret in them around that. They know they waited too long to be clear, and that is part of why the offer coming in feels so much bigger now. Here's, I want to make this real, and right behind it, I am coming towards you. Wow. So yes, I do feel this person is moving from private emotion into visible action. They are tired of imagining, tired of wishing, and tired of holding themselves apart from what they really want. For some of you, this big offer could be a direct confession. For others, it could be a serious invitation, a concrete proposal for the future, or a gesture that clearly says they are choosing you. Whatever shape it takes, I do not feel it will be subtle. I feel like it is meant to land in a way that finally answers the question of where they stand. Here is, you matter more to me than my pride. Wow, that is powerful, because it tells me this person has had to move through ego, through fear, and through the need to appear unaffected before they could get to this point. And here is, I want everybody to know you are the one I want. Wow, that brings the whole reading together. Because this is exactly the shift where they once held back because of appearances. I now feel them wanting to claim this openly. So yes, I feel a big love offer is coming in. It feels visible, intentional, and much less concerned with who approves of it. It feels like someone finally deciding that losing you would hurt more than being judged, and that realization is pushing them to do something brave, something clear, and something you will not be able to miss. All right, I am sending you so much love. I truly hope this brought you comfort, confirmation, and clarity around this bond. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, and I will talk to you again very soon. And I want to say this too. What is coming toward you does not feel half-hearted. It feels like a person choosing courage over image, truth over performance, and love over fear. And that is why it carries such a strong energy of arrival around it now. It is close. Now indeed, here's the Queen of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. Wow. So Spirit is saying, do not let fear close your heart so tightly that tenderness cannot reach you when it finally arrives. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like you are being asked to stay connected to your softness, your compassion, and your emotional wisdom. That does not mean abandoning your boundaries. It means allowing your heart to stay alive and trusting that love and self-protection can live side by side without canceling one another out. And with the Ten of Cups, I feel like there is more happiness around this connection than you may be seeing right now. When a bond has been delayed, complicated, or hidden beneath too much silence, it can start feeling easier to expect disappointment. But I feel like Spirit wants you to remember that truth can still arrive after confusion, and joy can still grow after waiting. Let us get one more message of guidance. Wow. Here there are infinite resources available to me. So I feel like this is a reminder not to move from fear, not to move from scarcity, and not to assume that because love took time to show itself, it has less value. You do not have to accept uncertainty forever, and you also do not have to harden yourself so much that nothing beautiful can get in. You can remain open to blessing while still honoring your worth, and I feel like that is exactly what you are learning through this connection right now. All right, so let us see what this person would actually say to you. What is in their heart that they may not have fully spoken yet? Here is, I cannot stop thinking about you. Wow, yes, that has been all over this reading from the very beginning. I feel like you live in this person's mind and heart more than you realize. Even when they try to focus on daily life, there is something about you that keeps returning to them. Here is I am done caring what other people think. Wow, that is strong and it fits this whole reading so perfectly. This person has been too influenced by outside pressure, outside expectations, or the noise around them for too long. But I feel like something has shifted. I feel like they are starting to understand that none of those opinions have to live in their bed at night. None of those opinions carry their heart, and none of those opinions get to decide who they love. Here is I want you. Wow. Yes, that is direct. And I do not feel this is only physical, though there is definitely physical desire here. I feel this is emotional wanting, relational wanting, and the desire to draw you fully into their world instead of standing at the edge of yours. Here is I should have said something sooner, and I miss you more than I let on. So yes, I feel they know their silence has already cost time, and I feel there is regret in them around that. They know they waited too long to be clear, and that is part of why the offer coming in feels so much bigger now. Here's I want to make this real, and right behind it, I am coming towards you. Wow. So yes, I do feel this person is moving from private emotion into visible action. They are tired of imagining, tired of wishing, and tired of holding themselves apart from what they really want. For some of you, this big offer could be a direct confession. For others, it could be a serious invitation, a concrete proposal for the future, or a gesture that clearly says they are choosing you. Whatever shape it takes, I do not feel it will be subtle. I feel like it is meant to land in a way that finally answers the question of where they stand. Here is you matter more to me than my pride. Wow, that is powerful because it tells me this person has had to move through ego, through fear, and through the need to appear unaffected before they could get to this point. And here is I want everybody to know you are the one